please remain seated for the entire performance. Lights, camera, action.
Good afternoon and welcome to this special edition of POO News. I'm Jill Hughes, one of the Bowel Babes from the Pootastic team, and we bring you a special report today from deep within the intestines of Lancashire. So, let's get to the bottom of some important questions. Why addressing inequalities in Lancashire is important? How important is community engagement? What works in Lancashire? And the age-old problem. Is it hard to reach or is it easy to ignore? The last 2 years, the Pootastic team have felt strategically constipated due to COVID. All health promotion and call for a kit non-responder clinics were put on hold. This is how the team felt in early 2020.
Welcome everybody to our monthly operational meeting.
She's asking us, can we please stop all our clinics and can we stop all the events?
And then fast forward 2 years.
Back to reality. Do-da, zippity day. My oh my, what a pootastic day.
One of the priorities for the Pootastic team is improving engagement with communities across Lancashire. So let's go to our reporter, Andrea, who's out in the community, and see what the professionals have to say about engagement.
Thanks, Jill. I'm here at Blackpool Teaching Hospital to see what different health professionals say about bowel screening and community engagement. The key question for health professionals are, is it hard to reach communities or hard to reach services? The starting point for NHS services is to listen to their communities, looking at their needs, any barriers they may face, and this will help us to engage with them more and increase the uptake of the bowel cancer screening programme.
A lot of people who are subject to inequalities also in parallel have the worst health outcomes. So they're a real target group who have most to benefit from health interventions to promote good health. Community engagement is key to what we do. It's a way into accessing and engaging groups who might not always engage well with healthcare professionals and may have some anxiety or fear of health services. If we can gain the trust of people they trust and respect, that's a key way into opening up our services to people who wouldn't otherwise benefit from them.
So it's very important to reach all different types of communities and to take part in screening. Bowel cancer screening, is more prevalent in men. It's more prevalent in the lower deprived communities, and it is important that everyone has equal access to screening.
So it's really important, particularly to raise awareness for symptoms of bowel cancer and detecting cancers at an earlier stage. So increasing the uptake for bowel cancer screening is an absolute priority.
It could be a patient needs a pictorial storyboard if they have trouble reading and writing. We have patients who have English isn't their first language. We get online interpreters, we have video interpreters, and we also have face-to-face interpreters as well.
BSL users as a group, they have no issue with communication. They know what they want to say and they know who they want to say it to. It's the other person who doesn't know how to communicate, how to receive that information, how to deal with that communication, because they don't use BSL.
So knowing communities from the inside and having a good strong link with members of those communities is absolutely essential, where I think this is where people from universities, researchers like myself, often really struggle and really benefit from context.
I think it's the fundamentals of any health service, really. We need to get out there, engage. How do we engage? That's one of the biggest questions, because I don't think we've got that quite right. But when we do get it right, I think you just see how motivated, how encouraged we are as health professionals then, because we've got an audience there willing to engage.
Communicating with our community, language is the first barrier, which obviously is an important that whenever you're trying to communicate in English language there, you might not get your message across.
So, back to that key question. Are communities hard to reach? Let's go to the professionals and the communities and ask them that question, see what their view is.
Inequality groups, I would say, are harder to reach rather than difficult to ignore. I don't wish to sound complacent. I say that on the back of hard work by the team to encompass people who would struggle to engage, whether it's because of English not being their first language, being in a group that doesn't necessarily trust healthcare professionals, or having some disadvantage such as mental health or caring duties that makes their own health lower down on their priority list. So we do try hard to encompass those groups and take special steps to do that, but we can always learn from what we do, and there'll be other groups that we need to engage with, and there are always things that we can learn to improve our uptake.
I would say both. I think they are hard to reach for the BSL community. I work with the BSL community in Blackpool, and communication is always going to come up as an issue for hearing services contacting them, because you have the language barrier. They're also easy to ignore because it's easy to ignore your responsibilities in providing the correct communication support. It's good to remember that the deaf person doesn't need the interpreter, the hearing service does.
The communities aren't hard to reach, and they're not easy to ignore. As a screening centre, we do everything we can to reach these communities. We've got an excellent health promotion team, and then when they do come to the service, we do everything we can, make reasonable adjustments for these patients to get them through the pathway safely, with lots of reassurance, and to ensure a really good experience.
I think it's a bit of both. I think some communities make themselves very hard to reach, and I think there are some communities that we easily ignore.
I think it's a difficult question because they can sometimes be hard to reach, and this is where I think you need to have a multidisciplinary approach. I think that from the perspective of a researcher in the ivory tower of a university, some communities are hard to reach, but actually they're not hard to reach.
Easy to ignore. Out of sight, out of mind.
Too scared. Too proud.
Not particularly bothered.
Thanks for that report, Andrea. It's always great to hear what the professionals have to say.
If pooping is a call of nature, does that mean farting is a missed call?
The Lancashire Pootastic team use a range of different models to connect with communities across Lancashire. So we go now to Lorraine, one of our reporters, who's in Burnley.
Thanks, Jill. So as you can see, I'm out and about on this windy day, giving a report back on the work that we do within communities. The following videos and photos show some of the engagement work that we have been doing over the last 2 years.
I told them you are coming for this purpose, and today my whole group came.
Had I not done that test, I don't think I would be talking to you now. I'd either be very, very ill or not even here. If people are scared, they've got to look at the future and then think how lucky I was that I did it. If they can't be bothered, again, I'm alive, well and cancer-free. And anybody who thinks it's embarrassing, it's not really, because you do it privately in your own home and there's no embarrassment about it at all.
Thanks for that report, Lorraine. We look forward to seeing what the outcomes of the pilot projects are.
Instead of the John, I call my bathroom the gym. That way it sounds better when I say I go to the gym first thing every morning.
We've got some breaking news just coming in. The Pootastic team have been working tirelessly throughout the year, and they now have 2 new products ready to launch. One's an online digital e-learning package. The other one's the inflatable Big Bowel, which will be touring Lancashire in the coming months.
Hi, I'm Michael from the Digital Learning Department, and I've been working with Lorraine and Shahida from the bowel cancer screening team to develop an e-learning package to increase the awareness of bowel cancer screening in Lancashire. The e-learning package is an online interactive training resource which has been developed to upskill the local workforce of Lancashire. It covers topics such as what bowel cancer is, including the signs, symptoms and causes of the disease, the anatomy and physiology of the digestive system, the bowel screening programme in Lancashire, and how to support individuals when completing the Fit Kit. The e-learning package has a host of benefits that include: it is self-paced. Learning about bowel cancer screening can now take place anywhere and at any time, so it is flexible to meet a learner's schedule and learning preferences. The package is compatible across multiple devices and platforms, so learning can be on the go, on a mobile or tablet, or a traditional desktop setting. The learning content is standardised, so every learner receives the same training material. With these built-in features, it will help increase the awareness of bowel cancer screening, as it will help reach a larger audience and capture those in hard-to-reach communities. The course is accessible via the Lancashire Bowel Cancer Screening Programme Health Promotion Team website.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. The weekend comes, my cycle hums, ready to race to you. These days are all.
Please do not put anything down this toilet unless you have eaten it first.
Thank you for joining me and the Pootastic team. I hope that you've had as much fun watching this as we've had making it, and we look forward to bringing you Poo News 3 in the near future. You must be new here.
I was going to say it's going to be a blooper reel.
We're having a blooper reel.
Really important I can't do it. What's the question?
You've lost where I am.
Communities.
Are services hard to reach? Sorry, start again.
And what are the key signs and symptoms?